Welcome back to the channel, Guitars, Mods, and Music, where we like to mod stuff. I'm Paul. Vita's behind the camera, and today we're going to change out these tuners on my old 1997 Epiphone Les Paul. It was made in Korea at the Hung Sung plant. Been an excellent old guitar. We're going to change out the tuners for locking tuners. Got these on reverb from All Parts, Gotohs, so we're going to swap out to these. Nothing wrong with the tuners on it, but this is the quickest, cheapest way to upgrade your guitar. Go to some locking tuners. They just save on a little time when you're putting the strings on. Everything we use in these videos is our stuff. It's not sponsored by anybody. This is just what we do on this channel. First thing I do, if I'm going to keep the strings, and I am, these strings aren't that old, change out this bridge to a roller bridge a few weeks back. What I like to do is I'll take some painter's tape, just put it right over there so the strings can't come off, and in the back, little painter's tape. Then I like to take some painter's tape and I kind of put it between here, around the edges. I try not to cover the serial number just in case, you know, it gets sticky stuff on it or whatever. I do this just in case I slip with the screwdriver. I'm not going to make a unnecessary mark. Not that it matters a whole lot on this old girl. She's been around. So once I have it taped off, then I go ahead and loosen the strings, take the strings off. All right, we got the strings off up top. Got them taped so we don't totally lose them and they're everywhere. Flip it over. Small Phillips. I use this Music Nomad kit. It has just about everything you need to work on a guitar, you know, on these small, easy projects. Got the right size Phillips. Please use the right size Phillips. They don't use the best quality metal to make screws for guitars. That's just the way it is. If you do a lot of it, it's nice to purchase some screws, different size screws that are made of a better quality metal, because one wrong spin and you've just stripped the heads out on them. Now, that being said, I try to keep and reuse all the original stuff on these older guitars. So I try to be careful. I try not to replace any screws or anything that I don't have to. So at this point, we're ready to pull these screws and start changing these out. You don't want to over tighten when you put them back in. So on these locking tuners, a lot of times on the Fender type, the holes will be different. You'll have a bigger hole and then, you know, three bigger holes and 3 smaller holes for your string. These are all the same size holes, so you don't even have to worry about that. Pull that one off. Give her a good look at. Make sure everything looks the same. Pretty much the same deal. They send bushings and screws. After you get all the screws removed, go ahead and pull your tuners. And I keep them in Ziploc bags, all my old parts, original parts that come off of any guitar. I put the guitar serial number, information about it. I keep it. If I ever decide I want to sell it, I can sell it with all the original parts. A lot of people like that. Doubt I ever sell this guitar. It's been around this long. I don't think it's going anywhere, but keep all the original stuff. You get them out, then you're going to have to pop the bushings out. See them bushings? Them vintage style bushings are a little bit smaller than the vintage style locking tuner bushings. You can actually take one of the new ones, usually pop them right out of there, just like that. Now, I've noticed a lot of Fender instruments, their bushings are a lot harder to get out for whatever reason. Save them old bushings, put them in the bag, flip her over. When you get these all parts tuners, they give you new bushings and screws. Probably just use the old screws. I have to use these new bushings. And you can kind of feel where they get in the little grooves there where the old ones were. And again, on a lot of Fender instrument, I have to actually use a pair of vice grips with put a little tape on the end of them to put these back in. I don't know why. You would think something like that, they would be the same, but no. Okay, once you have them all in there, flip her back over. Now these tuners all have the same size hole. Some companies make 3 with a smaller hole, 3 with the larger hole. These are all the same size holes. They're all the same size shaft on them. Then you just drop them in. You want to make sure the key is to the top side, towards the top of the headstock. And then go ahead and start all your screws. I'm going to use the old screws. Once you have all your screws back in, and again, bring it down. Once it starts touching, you know, snugs up. Don't go trying to crank on it. It's fine. It doesn't have to be seized down on there. Go ahead and then pull all your tape off while you have it flipped over here. Flip her back over, restring it. All right, once you have your strings all on and tensioned up. Make sure you're laying in your saddles where you want to be. Pull the tape off and go ahead and tune her up. I use a little snark tuner. Use it for about everything. You know, you can get a better tuner that's more accurate for when you're setting your intonation and everything, but these things get you there. They're affordable. Once you have it all tuned up, play around, make sure you don't hear any kind of buzzing or rattling. You know, make sure everything was snug. That's all there is to it. Easiest way to upgrade your guitar. Saves time on putting the strings on. It's really good if you have a tremolo. I'm leaving my strings long because I'm going to probably pull them off again and put a brass roller nut or a brass nut here. I still haven't decided, but I'll do a video of that. Have any questions? Leave them in the comments. We'll get back to you. Have a great day, great week. I'm Paul Hopley, and remember, play your guitars, mod your guitars, and make them your own.